Does it matter the order in which you read a saga series? With most fantasy series, it's wise to start at the beginning to capture the entire story. But it's not that way with the Yonan Bo Saga series. No, I threw that out the window, but I lit it on fire first. Welcome back, my Dream Warriors. I'm Tina Santoro, author of the Yonan Bo Saga series, where dreams rewrite history and the gods are born from trauma. And welcome to my wall of inspiration. I'm excited about today's video. I have an update on my website and I'll be discussing an outcome of my favorite reading community, the Boozy Book Lovers. They recently reread book 1, When the Walls Crumble Down, and book 2, The Dreamer. They did so after reading book 3, A Seers Past, which was designed to change your understanding of the world. They did this as in preparation for the 4th book, Awaken. They are currently reading the ARC advanced reading copy, and you too could read the ARC. More of that later on, but for now, let's get into the mind-bending revelations that occur when you read book 3 first, and then go back and, like the reading group did, and reread books 1 and 2. This video will specifically touch upon the origins of the gods, the realization of the she, how celestial tracking evolved, the nature of the in-between, the dark lineage of the forbidden mix, the mimicry in the great city's architecture, the intentional behind Yonan Bo's name, the prophetic significance of repeating celestial signs, Targnes' new blood scheme, and Gimon's complex evolution. Question. Now that you know the gods were a story a young traumatized Babette used to make sense of the parents' murder, how does the great city's absolute religious law feel to you? Is it tragic or iconic that the forever resting place was originally just a child's hope for their parents' safety? One reader mentioned that it feels more sad than anything else. Like everything in the city believes in came from something very personal and painful, not something truly divine. Another said it makes the rule of the city feel a bit off now. They building on something that was never meant to be that big. Built on her identity of being a healer because of the she that killed her family, knowing now that Yvonne deliberately created the she as a political poison rather than being a natural plague, how does this change your perspective? Someone pointed out that it changed how they see Rain and She completely. Before it felt like something tragic, but natural. Now it feels like something was done to people. Another reader said it makes her role as a healer feel even heavier, almost like she's trying to fix something that was never supposed to happen in the first place. In book 1, tracking the warrior stars, the bow, the dagger, etc., is seen as a mystical art. Knowing that Babette's sons, Navu and Azon, originally named them as prophetic navigation maps for seasonal travel, what does this say about the practical knowledge the great city has lost? A few readers said this stood out more on the reread. It feels like something simple got turned into something more mysterious over time. One person made them think that about how knowledge gets lost and changed depending on who passes it down. In book 1, Yonan Bo often feels watched or seen a shadow sweep past him in Avalozon. After learning about the in between and the master of the timeline, do you believe he was seeing the presence of Oros? He too? Or even a future version of himself? This one got a few different reactions. One reader thinks it might be Oros now, especially after learning about him. Another said it could even be something tied to time itself, not just one person. No one seemed to think it was a random event anymore. We see Kaimiri struggle with creating the forbidden mix. For Rodahar, knowing that throughout history, priests like Ashta and Xingyu used a similar witching ways to manipulate successions, do you think Kaimiri was a victim or a willing participant in this cycle? Someone said Kaimiri feels stuck more than anything else, not fully in control, but not completely innocent either. Another reader said it feels like he's part of something that's been happening for a long time, not something he started. The great city takes pride in the seat on high and the ruling apartments, knowing that the ruler Pertu built these to copy the grandeur of Avalazon, a great city now views as cursed. How does this affect your view of the great city's original and culture? One reader said it makes the great city feel like its origins less than it first seemed, like it's copying something older without really understanding it. Another mentioned it feels like they're trying to recreate something they already lost. Yanabo discovers that his name Bo was chosen by Kaimi Ri based upon a telling stone reading related to his grandfather. Now that he understands his lineage going back to the great Mandu, how does this redefine destiny for you? A reader pointed out that the name doesn't feel random anymore. It feels like it was chosen with intention, even if Yanabo doesn't realize it at the time. Someone else said it makes them question how much of his path is already set versus what he chooses. Both the Great City and the Watcher people have records of the solar eclipse. Sodersorot viewed it as an omen, which ancient records suggest it happened before, during Ozzy's time. How does this cycle of repetitive signs influence your expectations for celestial events in Awaken? A couple of readers mentioned that the repeated signs doesn't feel like coincidences anymore. One said it feels like things are repeating for a reason, not just happening again randomly. There is some curiosity about what might it mean going into the next book. Targnes' deceptive plan to use Yanabo's group for her new blood was revealed as a survival tactic for an isolated community. Knowing the history of the first banning and the separation of the four directions of the people, do you see Targnes as a villain or a pragmatist trying to fulfill a piece of the original teachings? This one seemed mixed. One reader said they still don't fully agree with Tarnis, but they understand why she did it. Another said it feels more like survival than anything else, even if it crossed a line. In earlier chapters, Gimon appeared to be the dutiful Adjutu. However, after seeing his past manipulations and his dissension to prioritize the new city over Yanabo's life, what do you think his ultimate road of greed is? Does he truly believe he is saving the city? Or is he just another Ashta? A few readers said this was uncomfortable to think about. One mentioned that it doesn't feel like a straightforward anymore, like there's more going on behind his actions. Another said it's hard to tell if he believes what he's doing is right or if it's just him following his own path. As these truths come to light, the stage is set for an ultimate conflict. The past is no longer just memory, it's a blueprint for what is to come. In Awaken, the fourth installment of the epic Yonan Bo Saga, a fragile peace is pushed to its breaking point. The inhabitants of the great city face their darkest hour as the mysterious rival people emerge from the shadows. As the threat of war looms, Yanambo must navigate a world of shifting alliances and ancient prophecies, while the city's rulers prepare for devastating retaliation. Yanambo's journey through the in between, a visionary realm, well, history, memory, and the future collide to see the truth behind the chaos. But the enemy outside the walls is not only danger. Surrounded by environmental collapse and seduction of power, the people of the great city must choose between the path of greed and the spiritual mission of the Moonbow warrior. Featuring savage oofs, masterfully crafted botanical poisons, and a deep lore of forgotten past, Awaken is a gripping tale of survival and destiny. The signs are appearing. The battle for the future has begun. Now that I've shared a little bit more of my newly designed site, this is where you can purchase copies of the books either through Amazon or a signed copy from me. I also have t shirts, necklaces, and a book bag available, along with bundled packages to help save you money. And I can order your copy of the ARC, the first draft of Awaken, or join the community, a place where you are more than welcome, and I would love to see you there. I'll also post some updates along with other blogs about the book and behind the scenes influences. This is where we'll wrap up the video for today. Thank you so very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye now.